Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Wednesday episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. Now, I know this isn't particularly common for me to do an episode on Wednesday, but today is a very, very, very special occasion because it is the 30th birthday of someone who is very, very close and dear to me, and that is my older brother, my only sibling, and someone who has, always been there really for me and offered me good bits of advice here and there and good bits of humour, even when it's not always been, my expense. You know what you've done, boy. But anyway, I digress. So, this brother of mine, I won't mention his name because I don't want him to get, harassed or anything. I might have already mentioned his name in previous episodes, but no, whatever. He really likes his IPAs, so I thought today I'd review an IPA. Now, I can't remember if I've reviewed this particular IPA before, but if I have, then it definitely hasn't been for a long time, and it's definitely well overdue for a re-review anyway. So, today we're taking a look at the bottle version of Brewdog Punk IPA, a very well-known beer that is sold in a lot of pubs, some places in bottled format, and a few even on tap. I remember when we used to have it on tap at Falmer Bar, it was pretty much only drunk by the odd occasional professor and senior student. It just didn't really sell well, which was a bit unfortunate because it wasn't too bad. I didn't mind it at all. And admittedly, it's been a while since I've had it in any format, so I might have forgotten what it's exactly like. But yeah, no, I'm interested in trying this. I got this for about $2.30 from an off license. I think that's about right for a bottle of this size anyway. So yeah, it's also, what ABV is it again? 5.6%. Oddly enough, not the most strongest beer that Brewdog do. I think that's Elvis Juice, which is like 6.5%. That's one hell of a heavy hitter. I do quite like the simplistic design of the bottle. The label could do with having just a slightly neater, simpler design. So I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. It doesn't blow me away, but it's pleasant enough to look at anyway. It's not going to make your eyes bleed at least. But let's give it a sniff first and hopefully give ourselves a good first impression. So, oh wow. Yeah, you definitely get that IPA sort of bitterness in the smell immediately. That's the first thing that hits you, and then you get this sort of serene, sort of like mangoey, citrusy tint layered throughout afterwards. So it's an interesting smell. I think I do tend to prefer the IPAs that don't have that IPA smell to them. Like I had this mango IPA once that just smelled like mango juice, but when you drank it, you could definitely get that IPA kick in it, but it was like a really nice, like smooth brewed drink. So I don't know, the smell of this doesn't blow me away, but it's not a bad smell. I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect an IPA, a general IPA, to smell like anyway. So 7 out of 10. It's pleasant enough. It doesn't blow me away, but it's a nice first impression at least anyway. But give ourselves a quick palate cleanser of water before we jump on into the main proceedings of today. Right. And on to the subject of today. And to my dear brother who turns 30 this year, welcome to the big boys club, even though me saying that is a paradox considering I'm about 3.5 years younger than you. But congratulations on turning 30. Here's to another 30 years at the very least of good health, fortune and good hard work and making a positive impact on the world. And I salute you, good sir. But, as always, bottoms up. It's not bad. I do remember the draft version having a bit more of a bitter IPA kick to it, and admittedly, while I've criticised some IPAs in the past for having too much of that, I do feel like this would benefit from having a bit more of that. And I don't know why, but there's this weird sort of like metallic sort of zing at the end of it. It doesn't kind of like completely ruin the finish of the drink, but it is just really weird and kind of off-putting. In terms of fruity tones, there's kind of like this mangoey grapefruitiness underlying the taste of like what is just a general sort of like IPA taste. So it's not like the most remarkable IPA in the world, but at the same time it's like I've definitely had worse, so I really am not too fussed about that. It's definitely much more sort of competent and consistent than I remember it being, because I remember trying this before and not really massively liking it. That may have been the canned version, or possibly might have even been the draft version. But, I mean, it's not uncommon that I prefer the bottled version of a drink to the draft version anyway. So, I mean, that's the case with, you know, Red Stripe, for example. But, no, it's an interesting taste. It says a postmodern classic on the front, and while I wouldn't completely disagree with it being a good postmodern sort of style of ale and beer, it's not the best Indian Pale Ale I've ever had. But you could definitely do worse, and for all the muck that Brewdog gets sent their way, I don't know, I feel like some of it's a little bit undeserved. And to be fair, it's like, even if you don't think their drinks are the best IPAs out there, you have to say, like, they are generally pretty good at what they do anyway, so yeah, it's not bad, it's pretty good. It's not blowing me away per se, but I would probably be happy to have some of it again. I'm teetering on the edge of like being happy enough to go out of my way to buy some of this again for myself, and also, you know, being happy enough for someone to buy a pint of this or a bottle of this for me in the future. So I'll give it, I don't know, I think it's 6.75. Yes, it's good. It's a bit. It's definitely a fair good bit above average. It's just not, and I mean, there's definitely a lot of IPAs I've had that have been way worse. But I don't know. I'm wondering if I've reviewed Elvis Juice before. I'll definitely have to revisit it if I haven't. But anyway, if you guys did like this video, leave a like, share, and subscribe. And if you disagree with my rating of 6.75, or you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's Brew Cellar, leave them in the comment section below. And as well, if you want to check out any of the other online stuff I do, I'll leave the links to my social medias and other YouTube channels in the video description below. And leave a like, share, and subscribe if you really like this video. I think I already said that anyway, but in any case, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, drink responsibly, know your limits, wash your hands, take care of your family. And to my dear brother, happy 30th birthday, and I'll see you guys next time at the bar, Ted's Brew Cellar.